I already noticed some people talking about how this channel more closely resembles the old school Amazing Atheist than the current incarnation of the Amazing Atheist does. I guess I can see that in terms of presentation. I really don't see it too much in terms of content. I mean, I can't make a video journal because I don't do interesting stuff. I mostly just sit around the house and read books and play around on the internet and, love my girlfriend and argue with my brother and, play with my dogs. It's a relatively simple life that I lead, and I like it that way. And I guess that I'm not really upset that people are comparing this to my older videos, but I think it's important that people understand that that's not my intention. I'm not trying to recapture the old magic of the shitty Amazing Atheist channel back from the day, It's pretty soon people will be saying, like, oh, I see, so TJDoesLife, that's like the real TJ, and then the Amazing Atheist is like the bullshit comedy TJ, and I really, really, really detest that sort of thinking. Both channels are me. They're just different sides of me. And, most people who know me in real life will tell you that I probably resemble the Amazing Atheist more than I resemble the person you're watching right now. I'm a twat in real life. I like to fuck with people. I like to, play jokes. I like to argue. I like to scream. I like to yell. I like to make people laugh. What you're seeing right now is sort of more an insight into my thought process than it is an insight into my behavior, because I'm actually composing myself right now. As my clownish nature emerged more and more, people started to view me more as someone who is funny. Like, oh, the Amazing Atheist, he's funny. And the more, I guess that ever since then I've been trying to refine myself as a comedian. And I view myself as a comedian, even though I guess people like Richard Coughlin say, oh, unless you've been on stage, you're not a comedian, and you have to do crowd by crowd and all that. I don't know. I view that as antiquated. I think this is the new medium here. Why would I talk to 50 people in a fucking in a dank, smoky room while they're all drunk when I could instead record myself, polish my jokes as much as I want, and put them on the internet to be viewed by thousands and sometimes millions of people. People. I remember someone wrote me a message the other day and they said, oh, you're never going to be George Carlin. It's like, I'm not trying to be George Carlin. I'm not trying to be Bill Hicks. I'm not trying to be anyone but me. I want to find my own style. And yes, I do emulate others. I emulate Carlin. I emulate Bill Hicks. I emulate people I see here on YouTube who are popular, like SXE Phil and Ray William Johnson. I'm not trying to emulate their content. I'm trying to emulate their delivery. And the reason I'm doing it is not because I want to be a clone of these people. The reason I'm doing it is because I'm searching for my own style. I haven't found it yet. George Carlin said that he didn't feel like he really found his style until he was in his 30s or 40s, and that he didn't get really good until he was in his 60s. So I just keep planning to work at it. I don't care if there isn't a YouTube in 10 years, or if I'm the smallest user on the site and no one remembers when I used to be big. I don't care about any of that. I don't care if I have to go get a real job working at Subway making, chicken sandwiches for whiny cheerleaders or whoever else comes in. That doesn't matter to me. Obviously I want to stay on top or as close to the top as I've gotten, and I want to grow and I want to get a bigger audience, but I don't necessarily need it. What I'm really looking for is to be great, and great by my own standards. I want to be one of the comedic greats that can really make you think and laugh at the same time. I see myself as still being in the very formative stages of that. When I first joined the site, I wanted to pass up Captain Awesome, because he was the big atheist then. And it took me a long time, but I did. And then I wanted to pass up Pat Condell, because he was the new big atheist, and I did. And, you know, now I don't really even look at it in terms of the atheist community, because I'm really not a part of that community anymore. That was where I started, but I've expanded so far beyond that. You know, everyone knows I'm an atheist, but it's really not what's important anymore. What's important is me as a performer, me as a commentator. Right now, what I'm really trying to do is be #1 on YouTube. And I know that that's a pretty tall order when I'm going up against competition like Ray William Johnson, who are getting like 2 million views a video, and Shane Dawson, who are getting about the same, and SXE Phil, who's, you know, getting anywhere from, you know, 3 to 600,000 on average, and then occasionally getting ones that go up in the millions. And here I am. I've been pretty stagnant for the last year, around 70,000 views a video, 70, 80. Occasionally I get one that goes over 100,000, and occasionally I'll get one that goes well beyond that, into 200 or 300,000. But for the most part, it's fairly stagnant. And I guess that only by improving can I surpass that. But this channel is something altogether different. It's not necessarily a channel for my thoughts, like the Amazing Atheist channel used to be. It's a channel about me. It's not really for anyone else. You know, I will share my thoughts here if I have thoughts to share, and they don't really work on the Amazing Atheist channel. But it's about me. Like, if I feel like making a video about what I had for breakfast, I'll post it. If I feel like making a video of me picking my nose for 10 minutes, I'll post it. Because I don't care. I'm pretending like the audience isn't here. I'm not trying to entertain anyone. I'm just trying to do what I do. It's almost like my Dadaism channel. You know, and that's not to say that there won't be any good videos on this channel, and people have already liked a lot of the videos I've posted, but it's to say that I don't care if you like the videos on this channel. And I know a lot of people have that attitude, like, I don't give a shit whether you like it or not, and usually it's a lie. Usually people say that when they actually do care, but I mean, I do care very deeply if people like the Amazing Atheist videos, although it's not going to make or break my world. I do hope that people enjoy them, but on this channel I really don't care one way or the other. It's completely inconsequential to me.